What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, DaVon. Appreciate you guys keeping things under wine as we pretty much are heading towards the results of Friday Night Smackdown, which was a great show from start to finish as they went on an international tour when it came to getting ready to gear up for the go-home show for Backlash. But I feel like tonight, when it came to Smackdown, it truly delivered 100% from my own hot take. When it came to the crowd, when it came to the wrestlers, you just felt the energy was just really all linked up in the most passionate way when it came to how things really got into the swing of things for the go home show. I truly enjoyed everything from the crowd's energy. You know you're going to get your money's worth when it came to this being an international show. But I look forward to seeing how things continue to be pushed when it comes to tomorrow night for actually early morning when it comes to us on the US side. We'll be able to catch it up a little bit early in the morning around, I believe, 10 or so. But I look forward to seeing how things transpire when it comes to this show. This wasn't a lackluster card, but pretty much let's go ahead and get into the swing of things. We had Wade Barrett and Corey Graves on the commentary team tonight as things kicked off in a really good, hot manner. As we ended up having Cody Rhodes and A.J. showing in their rival in France, followed by Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And announcers also hyped up the Kevin Owens show, which is going to be on display throughout the show, which you know is going to be highly entertaining when it came to everything that initially broke down. But we got ready for our first initial match, which was the 8-woman tag, which was Bayley, Bianca Belair, Jade, Cargill, and Naomi taking on Tiffany Stratton, Dakota, Kari, Sane, and Asuka. This is a true delivering match. You truly couldn't ask for anything better with these ladies. These ladies went back and forth. Couldn't ask for anything better. But I really enjoyed how everything initially broke down. As Kari and Naomi kicked things off, engaged into a lockup. Naomi gained control with a wrist lock, but Kari countered with a couple of punches. Then Kari Sane followed up with an Irish whip. But Naomi gracefully floated over and surprised Sane with a cheeky move by hitting her with one of her official signatures, and then shaking her rear end as well into Kari Sane's face before kicking her away. Then Naomi executed a hesitated dropkick, followed up by a sharp dropkick to Kari Sane. Then Bianca made the tag in and made an impressive delivery to a handspring moonsault, nearly securing the pinfall, which secured to a 2 count. As things initially broke down from there, we end up having more action as things continue to transpire. As Tiffany took charge and got involved into the match as well. And then pretty much everybody made the transitional tags. Then Tiffany got into it with Bayley and crossed in the ring before executing a back handspring elbow in the corner, followed by a snapmare into a cartwheel for an Alabama slam, as well as they got the near fall for that initial pin. Then we got Tiffany Stratton hitting her with a nice assault with a barrage of strikes, but then Bayley fought back with a couple punches of her own to get the nice little hot crowd tag going from there. Tiffany Stratton responded with a couple of forearm chops and kicks. These ladies were brawling back and forth, which I enjoyed that nice transition of them just getting the crowd really involved into this with the boos and the cheers with the forearms and the kicks going back and forth. Then things pretty much took underway as Jade Cargill got on the apron before sending Bayley crashing into Naomi before knocking her off the apron as well. But things initially broke down as Bayley was managed to hit the counter with the sidle suplex, leaving both competitors down the ring and catching damage control down for the count. Then Bianca was attempting to get the tag, but Jade presence on the apron prompted her to make the move for the tag, and then Jade wasted no time by delivering a couple of thunderous bicycle kicks, followed by a choke slam and a Uranagi back breaker. Then she targeted Dakota with a splash and then a powerful powerbomb and a show of strength with a pop-up powerbomb. Then Jade slammed Bianca into Dakota, but Kari Sane intervened by breaking it up with a pinfall attempt. Then things really broke down while the ladies started to get the signatures in. And then things broke down to see for the ending of the match where Bianca was able to hit a beautiful KOD on Dakota Kai and was able to secure the 3 for the 1-2-3 as their team, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Bayley, and Naomi was able to secure the victory, which was a great feat when it came to the ladies. Afterwards of the match, post-match, Kayla Braxton catched up with Jade Cargill and Bianca backstage. asking them about their upcoming tag team title match for tomorrow. Jade had a whole lot of confidence when it came to her statement. She stated that they fully prepare for the challenge ahead. And then Bianca chimes in and says, expressing her eagerness for closure. She recounts the long-standing rivalry with Damage Control and empathizes the victory trial will be marked the end of the feud once and for all. Then the interview unfolds as Naomi and Bayley enter and causes Bianca to be a little bit flustered, but sensing her partner unease, and Jay steps in to reassure Bianca, offering a calmer presence, and then basically kept the tensions down when it came to how everything broke down. Then we just had an announcement from backstage segment, which we had Nick Aldis along with Carmelo Hayes, who announced himself to being involved in the King of the Ring tournament, which that's going to be a great deliverance with Carmelo. Carmelo, I feel like he's a great urgent when it comes to the WWE roster, and I feel like he's going to put on a great display when it comes to everything and this is going to happen in a tournament on the SmackDown side. But of course, initially how things initially broke down, Carmelo said he reflected on nearly getting a victory against Cody last week, but expressed his desire to compete in the King Ring tournament. And then, of course, Bobby Lashley entered as well, offering congratulations to Carmelo for being drafted on SmackDown and for his match against Cody. He extends his supportive hand and tells Carmelo that if he reaches out and if he needs assistance, he will be there for him. Carmelo appreciates the gesture, but he feels confident after last week's match. And Lashley, however, reminds him that of his losses and advises him to ensure the opportunity counts when it matters. In the response, Carmelo says that Lashley sees his opportunity, prompted a warning from a former world champion about showing respect. And when you see that little teaser there with Carmelo maybe eventually joining the Pride, maybe the Pride will eventually will turn heel, which that would be a nice seat to see them actually revert back to heel. But Bobby Lashley is so over right now. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Same with the Street Profits. But I would love to see them actually really dig into it. Give us like a Hurt Business kind of style, kind of tensions when it comes to how their whole involvement, their aura. And I feel like they're better set to seeing them as being as a heel team. Then we get ready for Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, which is New Catch Republic, taking on Akam and Razor. This match was a kickoff show, which was pretty decent. Back and forth, a lot of transitional moves. Pete Dunne and Akam kicked off the match pretty much with a whole lot of transitional moves and brawling back and forth. Then Dunne surprised him with a flying kick, and then back in the ring, Pete Dunne ended up delivering a series of drop kicks to Akam, but the powerful competition remained on his feet, as well as continue to go back and forth with their signature moves. But AOP pretty much showed their dominance when it came to the power, but things initially broke down as New Catch had little counters every single day, but they were the smaller men in the group, but things initially broke down back and forth. The action intensified as they executed a nice RSL DDT on Akam for a near fall, which was a double team move. However, his attempt to a moonsault inverted as Akam moves out the way, and Bate re-enters the match delivering a jab followed by a kick. Then successfully executed an airplane spin into a Michinoku driver. Then Dunne followed up with a shooting star press before the 3 count, which ensured that basically things broke down from there as Razor attempted to intervene, but Pete Dunne managed to send him crashing into the outside, and Scarlett attempted to distract Dunne, but Bate takes matters to his own hands and diving into Razor. However, distraction allows Karrion Kross to get involved into the fray of things and deliver a brutal punch to Dunne, and Akam Razor capitalized on the chaos, executing a devastating sit out powerbomb and a neck breaker combination on Dunne for the victory from there, as Akam and Razor picked up the victory after the initial final testament involvement into the initial match. It was a great match back and forth. Love the heel involvement when it came to all the players in the field, with the final testament being involved with Karrion Kross and Scarlett initiating themselves involved. But this was a lot of back and forth when it came to this match, and I truly enjoyed the crowd as well, as they were having their chants, and things were really red hot when it came to SmackDown for this initial match. The energy just did not leave, or it did not feel flat throughout this whole entire tag team match. Then the broadcast switches gears into A backstage segment involving Kevin Owens, Tama Tonga's Solo Sikoa, and set up the stage for what promised to be an intriguing continuation of their ongoing story with the whole video package. Then Nick Aldis is shown after the package confronting Paul Heyman, questioning the denial of his request regarding Kevin Owens and Randy Orton's involvement in the upcoming match at Backlash. Paul basically gave a nice, cool response. Was I quote? He said that he was washing his hands of the situation and whatever consequences arise are now on Nick Aldis' responsibility when it comes to everything. Then Nick Aldis countered back and said, further questioning if Paul's actions are at a behest of the tribal chief Roman Reigns, and Paul dismisses the notion, stating that the decision lies slowly with Nick, and Nick's senses the animosity as things continue to go in there. As Paul says he is truly in charge, and Paul responds with a cryptic revealing that he hasn't communicated with Roman since WrestleMania. Then Nick Aldis brings up Roman Reigns' withdrawal from the draft, but Paul interjects and says, clarifying that it was he who made the decision, and Roman Reigns himself. And Heyman explained that he couldn't subject Roman to a chaos with the bloodline, thus taking matters into his own hands. Then also Paul give more details of the severity of the situation, expressing his concerns with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton's safety in tomorrow's tag team match. Nick proposes a solution, suggesting that Paul can use his influence in persuading Kevin Owens and Randy to abstain from the match and basically cancel it. But he proposes doing so on the upcoming RKO show and seeing how things transpire from there. Then things break down as Randy Orton made his entrance in the ring along with Kevin Owens, basically as the tensions continue to be broken down when it came to everything that initially have been happening. Kevin Owens attended his warm greeting of the people of Lion in a flawless French, inviting everyone to a grand premiere of the RKO show, and Randy just as the usual, doing his own props and stuff like that. And then Kevin's vows and convincing the crowd, basically with the whole enthusiasm, making them being involved about the easy decision, declaring that their readiness to join forces against the bloodline and deliver a straight up beatdown when it comes to everything with that tag team match. Kevin recalls Randy's reservation about having guests, revealing his own desire for a guest-free and in a fulfilled event. However, a persistent call from an unwanted caller, Paul Heyman, changes the plan, and Kevin recounts the early morning call on Wednesday where Heyman insists on making an important announcement. Then turning to Randy Orton, and Kevin proposes introducing Paul Heyman, who comes out. He comes out, the crowd is really red hot, booing Paul Heyman, but pretty much things take shape as he came down from the stage expressing his rival, and he said he got respect and admiration and wisdom as he requests permission to enter the ring. Then Kevin jokes that Randy can't RKO him immediately, and then Kevin then invites Paul to address the audience. Then Paul acknowledges the crowd presence and admitted his desire for Roman Reigns. He explains his appearance with simply motive. To avoid his deep respect for Randy and Kevin Owens, Paul highlighted the unique challenge proposed by Solo and Tama, emphasized that need to caution and suggesting that they withdraw from the match for everyone's benefit. Then Randy questions Paul's intent, wondering if he asked him to forfeit the match, and Kevin observes the whole chaos that unfolds around him and prompts Randy to inquire that the true tribal chief. And then Paul expresses frustration, blaming Randy for putting him in a difficult spot, asserting that the only one true tribal chief. Suddenly, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga launches a surprise attack on them from behind, and then they have a melee brawl, which initially broke out from there. As the brawl continued to spill on the outside of the ring, exchanging furious blows between Kevin and Tama Tonga, exchanging a heated conversation into the ring, which is spilled on the outside. Officials pretty much attempted to intervene to break up this melee brawl, which everything broke down. And then the fans were chanting, "Let them fight." But of course, the highlight was the fans were chanting they miss Roman Reigns. And then things continued to go on a upswing as Kevin Owens did a flip dive, taking out everyone on the floor and pretty much sending the fans happy when it came to that direct situation. Then things initially cut from there as they go to a backstage segment with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins discussing their preparation. Ford mentions that the French practice, to which Dawkins responds with a confident ooey, and then they both seem determined to secure a tag team championship when it comes to the tag team match. LA Knight was in action against Angel Garza. This match was pretty decent back and forth. The fans were red hot for LA Knight with the whole LA Knight. Yeah, you knew you was gonna get your money's worth when it came to the crowd doing the wave and having their own chants and everything throughout this match. The match began with a lockup as Knight gained the majority of the momentum into this match, and it was a whole lot of back and forth as Angel forced everything out, counter moves, and then onto the inside and outside, and they brawled with a whole bunch of signatures and things under the sun. Then Angel Sin was trying to hit an offense with a close onto the top rope, but Knight didn't let up as he continued to be persistent and then hit off with a counter drop kick off the ropes, keeping the pressure on Angel Garza as LA Knight continued his assault with punches and sending Angel crashing into the turnbuckle, following up with an Irish whip and a devastating clothesline into the corner. LA Knight executed a beautiful powerful suplex, earning a near fall, and then actually continued to heat up as Humberto interference briefly distracted LA Knight, allowing Angel to capitalize with a headbutt. However, LA Knight was able to regain control, dodging clothesline, delivering a flying clothesline of his own. He proceeded to punish Angel on the counter with a running knee strike, followed by a power slam, which was with a persistent LA Knight elbow, which is one of his nice signatures. And then he was able to hit the BFT with a nice turn with a traction momentum disrupted from the momentum. The Knight refocused them, able to hit the BFT and scored their 1-2-3 on Angel Garza after Humberto tried to be involved. Then afterwards, LA Knight grabbed the mic, signaling his intentions to address the audience. He acknowledged the familiarity of the claiming of his ownership in the ring, and he asserted that he won't resort to cliches and said he vows to make the ring his own, especially now that he is entering the King of the Ring tournament, which you know things are going to break down from there. And then after he finished his promo, we had an interruption by Santos Escobar, who interrupted him, and then he sarcastically condemned Knight persistence for his verbality and pretty much his involvement. And then Santos warns Knight that while he is busy talking, Escobar will be busy winning. And then LA Knight responds by joking that said he couldn't hear Santos over the crowd chants of "you suck," and of course they were really loud. I mean, this crowd was red hot. Then the real action began as LA Knight pretty much warned Escobar that once he steps into the ring with him, he'll realize who game it truly is. LA Knight's game. And you know you're going to get your money's worth when it came to the crowd that was really red hot when it came to that chant. Then we revisit the elevation of Carlito's attack on Dragon Lee before WrestleMania, and Brian Saxton catches up with Carlito to get some answers. Then Carlito was asked why he attacked the Dragon Lee. Carlito explained that after being away from WWE for so long, he was eager for another WrestleMania moment, especially alongside his family. When Rey Mysterio issued the challenge, Carlito assumed that he was to be the one being chosen, which I figured. However, Rey's decision picked Dragon Lee, who was Carlito eyed as the newcomer, and stuck him to an unfair advantage. And Carlito empathizes that it wasn't personal, but he simply felt slightly slighted when it came to the selection of that actual match. Before Carlito could elaborate further, Dragon Lee launches a sudden attack and prompts the security to intervene. I managed that the chaos continued as Carlito managed to slip away and evading further confrontation with Dragon Lee. Then things initially broke down from there. Then we had a tag team action match, which was Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, along with B-Fab and Bobby Lashley versus Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory for the WWE Tag Team Championship. This was a lot of back and forth action, a lot of moves in between, a lot of signatures being involved. The match started off red hot as Theory landed a punch to Dawkins, followed with a Weller attack on Ford. Then when they entered the ring and then delivered a couple punches as well. But of course, She Pops retaliated and pretty much was able to get a couple back punches in and elbows to get involved as well with the red hot tag and a lot of back and forth transitional tag team moves as they delivered a beautiful double belly to back suplex. Dawkins followed up with an Irish whip and a twisted splash to the corner until her insecure resulting for a near fall. Then things happened after they had a couple of commercial breaks and anything under the sun. They came back into the match, which Theory send Montez forward to the apron, followed by a couple of fights back into the forearm and a springboard back into an elbow, earning a near fall. Theory countered with a belly to back suplex, leading to an enziguri for the to a pin 2 count on Montez Ford. Then Waller executed a springboard with a coast to coast on Dawkins for nearly securing the victory as well after they made the initial blind tag. Then Theory tagged in and attempted a slingshot rolling dropkick, but Dawkins countered with a pounce followed by a sky high. Then Ford tags back in and goes for a doomsday blockbuster on Theory, nearly getting the win for a 2 count as Dawkins attempted to finish Theory with a O'Connor roll, but Waller intervened with a flatliner while the referee checked on Ford. Theory takes advantage of the distraction and secured a 3 count for the victory. For the 1, 2, 3 from there. And then the winners of the match were still the tag team champions. It's a towel down under, which you knew you was to get your money's worth when it came to this tag team match. Bobby Lashley and B-Fab took a back seat, but pretty much they were supporting cast when it came to this tag team match, as it needed no interference, and it was all pandemonium and a lot of back and forth when it came to how everything initially broke down. Then Wade Barrett teases the upcoming announcement on social media regarding WrestleMania, building anticipation for fans eager to learn more about the event. Then the counter segment is set to feature Jackie Redmond, CM Punk, Big E, offering insights on discussion leading up to the big event. Followed by the countdown preview, the focus signal to the Backlash card, with the rundown of the matches scheduled for the upcoming event, including all the matches involved, including AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes, and so much more when it came to initially everything broke down. Then we got ready for the last segment of the night, which was AJ Styles making his grand entrance to the ring. In the back all the way down to the limps based on the stage setup was beautiful when it came to them really actually getting involved and were red hot. Cheering and booing was a mixed reaction when it came to AJ Styles, but pretty much the crowd really was red hot when it came to everything that initially happened. Then we had Cody Rhodes make his entrance, which the crowd was red hot and popped for Cody Rhodes singing his song 100%, and they wanted to talk about in the French, and then AJ tells Cody that he doesn't care what they want to talk about, and Cody's is while he's in the ring with him. Then Cody mentions he spent his childhood observing AJ's career in Georgia. AJ dismisses the notion of being Cody's idol. Asserting that his still is the peak of his abilities, Cody clarifies he wasn't implying that, and AJ discusses fans' disrespect as the fans were initially booing him, and things initially broke down with the highlights of how Cody's lineage and everything like that, including being Dusty's son, paving his easier road, even when it came to the WWE. AJ stood in the ring and he voices the voices ring out when it came to confidence and determination, as basically he's looking to capture gold again. And he spoke of his journey, one being devoted support of legendary figures of Hall of Famers, unlike his counterpart. AJ also empathizes his solo absence when it comes to submitting his wrestling excellency and declaring his victory over adversaries, and a feature when it can avow repeat when it comes to conquering Cody Rhodes at Backlash. With unwavering conviction, AJ claimed that his intentions is to reclaim his position as the top, asserting his phenomenal prowess over Cody Rhodes in the world. However, Cody assuages him and let him know when it comes to that he challenges attempts when it comes to downplay his own achievements, refusing to allow AJ to undermine him. And he acknowledged the significance of the implement of the clash, and Cody asserted that the matchup wasn't just a dream encounter, but a defining moment, marking his title defense as the tensions crawl into the air, as the crowd continued to be involved and absorbing itself as AJ was trying to talk. Then pretty much they had he could say he faced not a legend, but his more familiar challenge when it comes to AJ Styles. And then in the final, just Cody drops the microphone, signaling that the end to a verbal exchange. AJ immediately provokes and flashes his iconic Bullet Club gesture before delivering a stinger slap and punch in his confrontation as he pretty much unfolded out the ring and erupted in the back as things initially broke down from there as AJ took advantage of that. Then they cut back to a closing scene, which was unfolding in the ring. Chaos erupted backstage as Solo Sikoa, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton and Tama Tonga clash in a chaotic brawl. Chairs were being thrown, tempters flaring, whole lot of melee going on, and Randy sees the opportunity striking Solo with a vicious blow, with amplifying chaos. And then pretty much the screen rolled to the credits, and it went to black. But pretty much the show was pretty decent from my own personal opinion. It was a whole lot of back and forth. The tensions continue to be brewed when it comes to AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, as well as this tag team match really taking a facelift when it comes to the Bloodline feud with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, as well as a highlight when it comes to the triple threat women's tag team match, which you have Bayley taking on Naomi, as well as Tiffany Stratton. But I look forward to seeing as well as Jey Uso taking on Damian Priest, which we as well we got to figure out what's going on with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre as he continues to build his tensions when it comes to CM Punk. But an overall, tonight's show was red hot. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Even with all the players, even though all the melee, the crowd really made the show what it really was tonight for SmackDown. You truly got your money's worth when it came to being involvement, and pretty much every segment felt important when it came to the Go Home show. And I look forward to seeing so much more initially breakdown when it comes to SmackDown. But as things concluded to this actual episode, I appreciate you guys coming through to show your love and support as we now officially hit that 1,000 mark when it comes to viewership of having subscribers. But I appreciate you guys always showing your love and support and being a nitty gritty, keeping everything smooth and swings. And I always appreciate you guys 100%. But until then, post your comments down below, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, peace.